Hello guys, so this is my rundown on carving a bear out of pine wood, starting from just a block of wood. You can see I got with the lumber pencil sketched out on there. Just cut off the big chunks that I didn't need, and then moved it over to the spot, got the die grinder out, and it's basically like a big giant Dremel. This is me carving out the basic shape of the bear, working on starting with the head and the ears, making my way down to the neck and the body, detailing out the paws. That head I spent a good amount of time on because you gotta get the face just right, because that's usually what people look at first thing. I also had to make sure to get his right paw in the right spot so that he could hold a pen, because I wanted it to not only be like a little shelf piece, but be like a desk piece, just something that looks cool holding your pen. And kind of like what I did with my deer, my buck carving. Now I'm making my way down to the legs, smoothing out the back. And you don't just round the back like you gotta visualize there's a spine there, where's the fat, where's the muscles. Try to make it look as real as you can. However, with me, I wasn't going super detail with the bear, as you saw in the beginning. I'm not doing like individual hairlines or anything, just making a basic bear shape, and that's what I got from the die grinder there. And the last phase, I moved to the Dremel, which is going to get into small areas. I got starting, like I said, with the same with the die grinder. With the Dremel, I'm starting with the face. Trying to balance out the ears, because one ear was a little bigger than the other ear. Sometimes it's kind of hard to see with all that sawdust. You gotta blow it off a lot. Right now I'm trying to thin out his left arm. And trying to go underneath the feet, just so you can kind of, with the shadows, you can tell. The details and definition there. Yeah, right here, I'm blowing it off, getting all that sawdust off so I can start again. This roughly took about 33 minutes to make. It's out of pine wood because where I work, we just make pallets all day long, and there's just a couple of bits of wood that were just sitting in the corner of the building for the longest times, and they just said, hey, you wood carve, how about you just take it? That's fine, perfect. So this is one of those blocks that came from that, and took roughly 35 minutes or so, because on breaks, like 15-30 minute breaks. And boy, it is summertime, it's humid, it can reach up to 100 degrees where I'm at. So I mean, sometimes being in the building, even though there's no AC, there's at least a fan on you. And sometimes I like to go outside because there's a cool breeze, but usually my break times are the perfect time to be doing these wood carvings, because as you can see, I'm blowing the bear off. Just helps me clean up. Versus when I do it at home outside, I don't have an air compressor or anything. I just dust it off me with my hands. So it's a lot messier at home versus if I just would carve at work. This is when I get down to the last testing out the pencil. Will it hold? If it didn't, as much work, even 20 minutes of work, if I put 20 minutes into it, I'm probably going to keep it, turn it into something. I don't want to just throw stuff away. But thankfully, this turned out great. The pencil's in here. I changed the head of the Dremel now. It's on a, it's more like a pencil shape. It's more to get more of like a fine line spots. Yeah, this is pretty much one of the last parts. So you usually start, kind of like with the big wood carvings, you start with the chainsaw, and you just sawed off the big parts. Once you get those big parts out of there, you can use your bigger tool for me, which is the die grinder that takes off a good chunk and helps you shape what you're trying to wood carve. And once you got that shape you want, it's all pretty much up to this little Dremel that just kind of does all those tiny little details that really sell the image. Probably need to get some new bird heads. I've been using these same ones for the longest time. They're pretty expensive though. $20 a head. That sawdust keeps wind getting away. Yeah, I sped this up. This is basically real time now. You're watching how it went from a block of wood to its finished product. That's me signing my name on it. So I'm pretty much finished at this point. Sped up about 20 minutes of boringness because I know I usually record these live, but I understand that there's not much knowledge of what I'm doing or what I'm carving, what's going on. Just a guy drilling on a piece of wood. So I thought I'd make this video where it would be kind of more me explaining what I'm doing, the process, and how I do it. So that's pretty much the bear there. I said that was roughly about a 30-minute job going from a block of wood to a bear. That's what we're I wasn't quite done yet though, because it's not on camera because I was kind of rushing because again I'm on my break at work, so I don't really have the time to set up cameras and everything. But I then go and sand him off. I used a sander and I just kind of smoothed him out a bit more. And I believe it was after this part. That's after it's been sanded. You can tell it's a little smoother. Yeah, it's a bit smoother now. So yeah, that's more the final product. It's been sanded, smoothed out, detailed. Load off with the sawdust and my workstation at work with my keys. That's actually the pencil I used to draw him out on that block of wood. And the pencil I use at work too, actually.